What is going on, guys? It's Justin here with the Miles Matter, and today I'm going to be taking a little bit of a departure from road running shoes to go into some trail running shoes. And today we're going to look at the Adidas Agravic Speed Ultra. So let's get into the upper. Really good lockdown in the shoe. First things first, I had to go down half a size in the shoe. Definitely very roomy in the toe box, so I went down half a size. Fits my foot perfect, but then leads me to the concern, like, if these shoes are made for ultras, you want a little bit more room, whereas the half size up was way too much room. So it's this weird, like, I'll go with the 9 because they fit, but also if I want to wear these during ultra, I would be a little nervous with the feet swelling. But as far as lockdown went, the lockdown was really good in the shoe. I did have minor heel slippage, but when I laced up the laces all the way to the top, that went away. I don't use a runner's knot personally, but as far as the upper went, everything was pretty solid, no real complaints. Okay, for the midsole and the ride of the shoe. When you put the shoe on, you're gonna know it. It's not like if you put this shoe on. This is a pretty neutral shoe. It may have a lot of tech going on in it, but you don't really notice it. Whereas this, the rocker is really extreme. These cutouts here, which I'll get into, when you are running, and I have a very stable foot strike, I land midfoot to forefoot. I never really have any stability issues anywhere. I pride myself in running pretty good on trails. But with this cutout here, I don't know if it's meant on purpose to give you more lateral flexion and to maneuver a little bit better. But when it compresses, and especially if you land on the outer edge or the medial edge, it causes like this instability, and it causes you to roll a little to the left or a little to the right. And especially on tired ankles and feet and legs, I would find that maybe an issue later in the later miles. If you're on the East Coast like me, running on more technical terrain, and I wouldn't even say it's like super technical, but it has its ups and downs. If this was one entire block of foam and there's just like a wall here, I think this would make the shoe 10 times more stable. Yeah, it might be something to keep in mind. If I was someone who constantly struggled with stability issues, I don't think I would grab this shoe. Maybe if I'm running out west, completely flat, or whatever it is. Actually, my first run in this shoe was 10.5 miles on pavement, and it was actually great. But just keep in mind, if you have stability issues, I would maybe think twice about this shoe. Definitely if you're a heel striker with stability issues, probably don't even think about this shoe. But as far as the foam goes, the ride goes, it is a really fun ride. And I'm gonna do a comparison with this guy, and this is a really fun shoe too, but this is like party fun. Like, I'm having a good time in this shoe. And it's not often, especially in trail shoes, that you get a shoe that has good energy return, that doesn't feel like too mushy out there. But because it's so much fun, I kind of just want to hold it down. But we'll see what happens. My other issue with the shoe, which you might have already seen, is issues with the calves, and the calves feel like they're getting worked. The only time I really notice it though is when I'm climbing a lot, and it's just like my calves are working overtime. And again, if this is made for ultra distances, I can't picture how in those later miles, like, your legs and everything's not going to be smoked. So even as much fun as the ride is, those are two very important things to keep in mind. The rubber, good old Continental. It's no Vibram, but this is probably second best out there. I haven't had any issues with the rubber, any slippage, anything like that. I think pretty standard, pretty great. And then all in all, my overall thoughts with this shoe is this is a really fun shoe. As far as trail shoes go, I don't think I've ran in a shoe this fun. But it makes me question, is that $220 price point, does the fun justify that? And also the use. I think this shoe has a very singular, particular use. Same with maybe some of the more intense road racing shoes, carbon plated shoes. But I would argue that this is way more specific because one, you kind of got to watch the terrain. Two, I think for the calves, you kind of have to have a ton of runs in this until your calves get used to it. And then three, the stability. This might not be the shoe for everybody because of stability. What I'll say about the shoe is, if you can afford to try it and you're looking for something fun and very different and really good energy return and a very unique ride, maybe think about trying this out. If you're somebody with really bad stability issues, a heel striker, you don't like too much tech going on in a shoe where you could feel it from the moment you put it on and with every step, this might not be the shoe for you. But all in all, I think this is a great shoe. I would love to see them tweak some of the differences in the next version, next model, some of the things that I think make this shoe a little questionable. But yeah, this was a great shoe, and we'll see how it fares out in my rotation. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. And I would love to hear your thoughts on where you guys stand with this. And if you do run East Coast with more technical terrain like me, how you doing with this shoe? So anyway, leave that down below. And as always, I'll get back to you later, guys.